Hello, welcome again on this day 8 of SOC Analyst series. So today we are going to discuss more about uh, Linux commands. So hopefully you will learn a lot and you watched previous videos. So the highlights of this session is like some more commands of Linux, which helps you to understand better the Linux operating system. Okay. So in past few sessions, we explored networking, IP addressing, ports, protocols, or even some Linux fundamentals commands also. And today we basically built on that knowledge with hands-on focus, so which is crucial for anyone working in SOC environment. So grab your terminals, open your Linux VM or whatever virtual environment you have, if you have WSL as well, and ready to explore. So without further delay, let's begin today's session. So hello Arya, hello Jolie, hello Arvind. I welcome you all on this series. Okay, so let's first talk about what this session is. So today is day 8 and we are basically connecting for SOC Analyst series, which is continue for 30 days. You can learn SOC Analyst L1. आप पूरा का पूरा SOC L1 का जो रोल है, कॉन्सेप्ट है, उसको लर्न कर सकते हो while watching this series. And today is day 8, right? And my name is Sumit Jain and I'm a penetration tester and uh, consultant. I have experience of 10 plus years in ethical hacking, VAPT or red team operations, conducted many workshops, trainings, and internships for thousands of students and professionals across India. I have specializes in blue or red team operations, threat detection, or incident response. Okay, so what we covered so far in this session, we explored some of the basic commands, which is pwd, ls, cd, touch, mkdir, rm. And according to these commands, we basically, I provide you some hands-on exercise as well as in form of assignment. So hopefully you done that assignment, and hopefully you will get the idea of the commands we will basically explore in the Linux. So today's session is completely dedicated to some more commands of Linux. So let me switch to my terminal, and yeah, we are ready to go. So first, let me talk about some more commands which we didn't explore in previous session, which is absolute and relative path. So what is absolute and relative path? If anyone have any idea about it, tell me in the comments. If you have any idea about what is absolute path or what is relative path, anyone have any idea about it? What is absolute path or what is relative path? So before beginning, let me create a directory for our SOC. So I am changing my directory to the SOC. So now we are inside a SOC directory, and now you can tell me what is relative path or what is SOC. So let me again create some more directories here, so you will get some better idea about it. ओके, सो सबसे पहले आप मुझे बताओ कि रिलेटिव पाथ और एब्सोल्यूट पाथ क्या होता है. इफ एनीवन वांट्स टू टेल, प्लीज टेल मी इन द कमेंट्स. If you have any idea about it, what is absolute path and what is relative path? So I have some comments. Hans is saying absolute path begins with slash and relative path is opposite. Arvind is saying relative path is opposite. So yes, this is the right answer. Suppose when I want to change the directory, and suppose if I type something like this. So I want to enter in the SOC directory, but if I begin with slash and provide home slash kali and then slash SOC, so this is the relative, sorry, this is the absolute path, because it always begins with root. So while when we ट्राई टू एंटर इन द एसओसी डायरेक्टरी, हम यहाँ पर रूट से इसको बिगिन करेंगे, लेकिन एसओसी डायरेक्टरी आपके रूट में नहीं है। एसओसी डायरेक्टरी जो है वो काली यूजर के जो डायरेक्टरी बना हुआ है उसके अंदर है, और काली बेसिकली इनसाइड है होम के, और होम आपके रूट में है। सो अगर मैं इसको एंटर करूंगा तो आप एक करेक्ट पाथ पे पहुंच जाओगे और आपको एसओसी जो डायरेक्टरी है वो मिल जाएगा। बट व्हाट इफ अगर मैं डायरेक्टरी चेंज कर रहा होता और यहाँ पर मैंने एक रिलेटिव पाथ दिया हुआ होता, जैसे सी डी एस ओ सी, तो नाउ ये उस पाथ को रीड कर लेगा क्योंकि आप अभी काली के अंदर हो। बट अगर मैं मान लो कि काली के अंदर नहीं होता, मैं मेरा पाथ जो है वो काली के अंदर नहीं होता और मैं होम के अंदर होता, ठीक है, मान लो कि मैंने होम के अंदर अपनी डायरेक्टरी को स्विच किया और मैं होम के अंदर मौजूद होता और यहाँ से मैं एसओसी का पाथ देता हूँ, तो यहाँ से ये इसको नहीं लेगा बिकॉज यू डिडंट हैव ए डायरेक्टरी इनसाइड द होम और ऑल्सो वी डू नॉट हैव परमिशन। सो अगर मैं इसको सूडो से भी करूँगा तो भी ये मुझे चेंज नहीं करेगा क्योंकि आपके पास डायरेक्टरी ही नहीं है, ऐसा कोई डायरेक्टरी एसओसी नाम का मौजूद ही नहीं है, द एसओसी इज नॉट अवेलेबल। सो बेसिकली द मेन डिफरेंस बिटवीन these absolute and relative path is like where when you type a path starting with slash, then the root of the file tree is assumed, and if you don't start your path with a slash, then the current directory is assumed as a starting point. So if you are already inside the directory, just like we have, suppose if we have into the Kali and now you want to provide some path, so what you can do, you can give the relative path, like I want to switch to the directory with SOC, so I can directly enter into the SOC. But if you want to locate somewhere else, suppose I want to enter the etc passwd from here, like this is my current path, और यहाँ से मैं एसओसी, यहाँ से मैं ईटीसी वाली डायरेक्टरी में स्विच करना चाहता हूँ, सो इन दैट केस मुझे एब्सोल्यूट पाथ प्रोवाइड कराना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि अगर मैंने रूट के साथ पाथ नहीं दिया तो वो कंसीडर ये करेगा कि एसओसी के अंदर कोई फाइल है। सपोज करो कि अगर मैं यहाँ से रूट का पाथ नहीं देता हूँ और मैं डायरेक्टली लिखता हूँ सी डी ई टी सी, तो ये कंसीडर करेगा कि ई टी सी जो डायरेक्टरी है या जो भी आपने नाम दिया है वो एसओसी के अंदर होगा, विच इज नॉट इनसाइड द एसओसी। तो अगर हमको किसी और लोकेशन पे मूव करना है तो यू हैव टू स्पेसिफाई द होल पाथ विच इज एब्सोल्यूट पाथ, और अगर आपको डायरेक्टरी करंट डायरेक्टरी को ही ट्री बनाना है तो फिर आप रिलेटिव पाथ प्रोवाइड करा सकते हो, ठीक है। यहाँ से मैं अगर इसको स्लैश ई टी सी पास डब्ल्यू दूंगा तो ये ऑटोमेटिकली चेंज कर जाएगा, जैसे मैं ई टी सी के अंदर जाना चाहता हूँ तो इट विल ऑटोमेटिकली गो, बट if I didn't use the slash then it will not go. So that's the basic difference between these absolute and relative path. Okay, hopefully you will understand this. Now suppose we talk about the mkdir command. So let me switch again to the SOC directory, and here we will do our work. So in this directory there is a two directory available, SOC1 and SOC2, and if I want to create one more directory then I can use the command mkdir, which is mkdir यानी कि make dir है ना, मेक डायरेक्टरी, इस कमांड का हम यूज कर सकते हैं टू क्रिएट ए अनदर डायरेक्टरी। बट सपोज करो कि मुझे कुछ ऐसा क्रिएट करना है कि मैं चाहता हूं कि आप एक डायरेक्टरी क्रिएट करो जिसका नाम होगा SOC3, बट इसके अंदर भी आपको एक डायरेक्टरी क्रिएट करना है जिसका नाम होगा सपोज SOC इनसाइड। सो SOC इनसाइड जो डायरेक्टरी है वो SOC के अंदर होगा, ठीक है, बट ना तो अभी SOC3 एग्जिस्ट करता है और ना ही SOC इनसाइड एग्जिस्ट करता है। तो इन दैट केस हमारे पास क्या ऑप्शन है कि या तो हम SOC3 को क्रिएट करें और फिर उसके बाद अपनी डायरेक्टरी के पाथ को SOC3 में चेंज करें और उसके बाद वापस से SOC इनसाइड को क्रिएट करें। सो दैट माइट बी द सॉल्यूशन, बट मैं ये चाहता हूँ कि अभी हमको यहाँ पर SOC3 भी क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा और उसके साथ साथ SOC इनसाइड भी क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा। बट मैं चाहता हूँ कि सिर्फ एक ही कमांड से आपका ये वाला डायरेक्टरी भी क्रिएट हो विच इज SOC3 और ये वाला डायरेक्टरी भी क्रिएट हो विच इज SOC इनसाइड। सो नाउ व्हाट विल बी द ऑप्शन, हाउ कैन यू क्रिएट a directory inside a directory and these both are not created, like SOC3 is not already available. सो अगर मैं इसको सपोज करो कि MKDIR से ही प्रोवाइड कराता हूँ। मैंने इसको कुछ ऐसे लिखा कि SOC इनसाइड, तो ये क्रिएट नहीं करके देगा, ये बोलेगा कि कैन नॉट क्रिएट डायरेक्टरी बिकॉज नो सच फाइल और डायरेक्टरी। इस कमांड को रन करने के लिए SOC 3 का पहले से होना जरूरी था, तभी हम इसके अंदर SOC 3 इनसाइड कर सकते थे। हाँ, अगर मान लो कि आप इसको SOC 2 में करना चाहो तो ये क्रिएट हो जाएगा, तो ये क्रिएट हो चुका है। अगर आप देखोगे तो SOC 2 के अंदर आपको सारा SOC इनसाइड मिल जाएगा, बट जहां से आपकी डायरेक्टरी थी वहां से आप इसको नहीं देख पाओगे, क्योंकि SOC 3 जब आपने लिखा तो उस वक्त आपका ये SOC 2 ऑलरेडी क्रिएटेड था, तो इस वजह से आप SOC 3 बना पाए। बट मैं ये चाहता हूं कि SOC 3 नहीं है अभी, बट ये बने और इसके साथ साथ इसके अंदर ये वाली फाइल भी क्रिएट हो। सो नाउ व्हाट विल बी द ऑप्शन? टेल मी इन द कमेंट्स इफ यू नो, if you know about it, tell me in the comments how can you create this or how can you solve this. And I got one comment also, like the sign which is tilde sign. So what is this symbol? So binary, Mr. Binary entity, the tilde sign basically represent the home path, right? So suppose if I use the command enter and now this path is given, so this is the home path of the user, right? And if I change the path to the root, so this sign will also create is or now slash is displayed, and if I do pwd you will get the root path. So basically ये जो साइन है वो आपकी होम डायरेक्टरी को रिप्रेजेंट करता है, ठीक है। नाउ आई वांट टू hear from you what will be the solution for this. I want to create a directory which is SOC3 and this directory is not available, और मुझे इसके अंदर ही SOC3 inside create करना है। So ये दोनों ही available नहीं है, but मुझे दोनों एक साथ create करने हैं। So in that case what will be the solution? सो बाइनरी ने एक आंसर दिया है कि MKDIR SOC3 एंड CD SOC3। सो बाइनरी इसका मतलब तो ये हो गया कि आप दो अलग अलग कमांड का यूज़ करना चाह रहे हो, बट मुझे दो कमांड का यूज़ नहीं करना है। मैं चाहता हूँ कि एक साथ ही वो रन हो और SOC3 भी बने और SOC3 के साथ SOC इनसाइड भी बने, ठीक है, बट मुझे अलग अलग कमांड नहीं चलानी है। सो नाउ व्हाट आई कैन डू, आई कैन टाइप द कमांड mkdir स्पेस -p। हम p ऑप्शन का यूज करेंगे एंड देन SOC3 एंड देन SOC इनसाइड। यूजिंग दिस कमांड यू कैन क्रिएट द SOC3 एज वेल एज SOC इनसाइड, ठीक है। एक ही कमांड से आपके दोनों काम हो जाएंगे। गॉट इट? चल इसको करके देखते हैं कि ये कंप्लीट होगा या नहीं। सो मुझे MKDIR P का यूज़ करना पड़ेगा। सो पेरेंट डायरेक्टरी को आपको देना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। तो ये P ऑप्शन डिफाइन करने से इट विल क्रिएट द पेरेंट डायरेक्टरीज इफ नीडेड, क्योंकि अभी SOC3 जो कि पेरेंट डायरेक्टरी होगा SOC इनसाइड के लिए वो अवेलेबल नहीं है। सो अगर आप -p का यूज़ करोगे सो ये पेरेंट डायरेक्टरी बना देगा एंड इन दैट केस आपका SOC3 भी जनरेट होगा और एज वेल एज आपका SOC इनसाइड भी जनरेट होगा। सो लेट्स यूज इट। सो मैंने P लिखा, SOC3 एंड देन SOC इनसाइड, एंड एज यू सी वी डिडंट गेट एनी एरर्स। दैट्स बेसिकली आपका ये क्रिएट हो चुका होगा। ओके, मैंने रूट पाथ पे क्रिएट कर दिया है। सो आप इसको कुछ इस तरीके से देख सकते हो कि SOC3 भी बन चुका है और इसके अंदर SOC3 इनसाइड भी बन चुका है। तो -p का यूज पेरेंट डायरेक्टरी को डिफाइन करने के लिए किया जा रहा है कि अगर पेरेंट डायरेक्टरी की नीड हो, बिकॉज दिस इज नॉट येट क्रिएटेड, तो आपका ये पेरेंट डायरेक्टरी भी बनाएगा और साथ में आपकी SOC के साथ जो आपने नया एक डायरेक्टरी क्रिएट करना चाह रहे हो वो भी बनाएगा। गॉट इट? इसी तरीके से आपको अगर मान लो कि रिमूव करना हो तो आप इन दोनों डायरेक्टरीज को, बिकॉज अभी केस में ये एम्प्टी है, तो आप P का यूज करके इसको रिमूव भी कर सकते हो। कि अगर आपकी डायरेक्टरी एम्प्टी हो तो आप इसको इस तरह से डिलीट कर पाओगे, लेकिन अगर आप आरएम का यूज करना चाहते हो विच वी यूज, इन दैट केस आपका डायरेक्टरी अगर एम्प्टी नहीं हो, इफ यू हैव सम डेटा in that directory which is certainly called not empty, so non empty, तो फिर उसके लिए आपको rm-rf का यूज करना पड़ेगा and then you can define this. Okay, so let me use that. so मैं rmdir का यूज करके -p का यूज कर रहा हूँ, then मैंने डिफाइन किया soc3 and then soc inside, तो ये डायरेक्टरी आपकी क्रिएट हो जाएगी एंड नाउ यू विल सी लाइक soc3 हमारे पास अवेलेबल नहीं है. सो ये दो कमांड और हैं जिनका हम यूज करेंगे. आया कुछ समझ में? ठीक है, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. इसके बाद हमारे पास और भी काफ़ी सारी कमांड्स आती हैं और काफ़ी सारे हमारे पास ऑप्शंस होते हैं जिनका हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, सपोज करो मैं आपसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहूँगा कि हमने उस दिन लिस्टिंग की थी कि आपको अगर किसी डायरेक्टरी का कंटेंट लिस्ट करना हो तो आप ls का यूज़ करते हो. ठीक है, और आपने जैसे सपोज करो कि मुझे अभी पर्टिकुलर अपनी होम पाथ पे जहाँ पर मैं अभी करंटली अवेलेबल हूँ उसका कंटेंट डिस्प्ले करना है तो मैंने ls का यूज़ किया. और अगर आपको कंटेंट लॉन्ग लिस्ट फॉर्मेट में चाहिए तो आप -al या l का यूज़ करते हो. ठीक है, और आपका लॉन्ग लिस्ट कॉन्टेंट जनरेट हो जाता है. सपोज करो कि आपका जो अभी करंट पाथ है विच इज़ दिस होम काली, या फिर हम इसको SOC वाली डायरेक्टरी में चेंज कर लेते हैं. सो अभी आप यहाँ पर मौजूद हो, अगर हम PWD करें तो आप इस पाथ को देख पाओगे कि होम काली /SOC वाले पाथ पर हम करंटली अभी मौजूद हैं. ठीक है, ये हमारा करंट वर्किंग पाथ है. मैं यहाँ से यानी इसी पाथ पर मैं देखना चाहता हूँ किसी और डायरेक्टरी का स्ट्रक्चर या किसी और डायरेक्टरी के अंदर जो डेटा पड़ा हुआ है मैं उसको देखना चाहता हूँ. So how can I do that? If I want to, I do not want to move from another directory, but I want to add or see the content of some another directory. So in that case, what I will do? So basically, question is like the question is कि stay where you are, stay where you are and list the content of suppose /user share. You do not have to change the directory, you do not have to go to the directory to list the content of user, but wherever you are currently available, you want to list the content of user share. So how can you do that? And if you are using the command, so what will be the command structure? So the ls will be used, we already know, like ls is used to list the content of a directory, but how can you list the content of the directory which is not yet available? You are not available in this location, so but you want to list the content, so how can you do that? Anyone? Okay, so in that case you can provide the absolute path. So अगर आप absolute path का use करोगे, so now whatever content you are seeing right now is coming from this directory. ठीक है, you have to specify the absolute path to list the content of another location. So that will be the purpose. Okay, now there is one more important command in Linux which is known as man. The command name is man. Man means manual. So suppose there are multiple tools installed in the Kali Linux, as we are using Kali Linux right now. And if you are not using Kali Linux and you are working with another distributions like Red Hat or Ubuntu, but there are some certain tools are available. Suppose a tool named nmap. and you didn't know anything about it. You are not familiar with the tool that is already available in your distro. So in that case, you want to learn about it. And if the tool is not already available, but you download it from the package manager or using the package manager, so man means manual, it will list or it will give you all the description about it. So man is very useful command to basically operate your Linux machine, or when you are working with tools, man you can use. So how can you use it? Suppose I want to list or I want to read how nmap will be used, what are the options, what are the commands, sample commands, or why nmap is built, or why we use nmap. So you can read out the complete manual for this tool using the command man. So as soon as I hit enter, you will see the guide is available. So this is the nmap reference guide. You can read it out like nmap, why nmap is used. So it is network exploration tool or security port scanner, the synopsis like the basic syntax of that tool, the description, all the available commands, everything. So manual is basically available. So whenever you are stuck with some command and you don't know anything about it, you can read out the structure of the command or the tool or the framework with the help of man. So suppose I want to read the ls. I do not want to I don't know anything about ls, but I want to. I know the command name, but I need some more information or some more reference guide, so I can use the ls, sorry, man. So man will list every possible guide that is available inside the Linux. So manual is available. Now you can read out the information or more information about ls, which is why ls is used. So ls is basically listing directory content and the description about it, all the available options, flags, everything. Got it? So man is also very useful, and you can check it out. Now, when you are working with the files, so there are some particular file which is important. So one command I basically I want to point out is file type. File type is the command which basically gives you or provide you like what type of file you have. So suppose if I create a file and I already have some files, as you can see that like exploit.py or file.txt or some more txt files. So in that case, I want to know like what type of file this is. So I can type the file and exploit.py. So my file name is this and the command is file. So this is the file type command. So command will be file and then your file name. So using this command, you can see or check out the type of the file. If it will be a executable file or the text file or the image file or document file. So it will be checking the file type and displayed it to you. So whenever you are stuck and don't know and confused with the extension, so you can use the command file to check out the file type. Okay. Now, so basically, let me give you some more commands to work on. So we talk about the copy, MV, and then rename command, right? But there are some more commands we have to read about, which is while reading the content of the file. Like आपके पास कोई फाइल है और उसके बाद आप उसके कंटेंट को रीड करना चाहते हो. So in that case, what you will do. So before starting this, let me point out to a particular command which is dollar. So yes, dollar, I know you are more experienced than us, so please do not post irrelevant comment. Just stuck with your knowledge. Okay, सो आपके पास कोई फाइल का कंटेंट है और उसको आप रीड करना चाहते हो, सो इस कंडीशन में आप क्या करोगे? सो पहले हम फाइल के कंटेंट को क्रिएट करते हैं। तो मैंने एक फाइल को क्रिएट किया यूजिंग टच, एंड आई क्रिएटेड ए फाइल, एंड इन दैट file I put something. So suppose I put some color names, so maybe red or yellow or maybe blue, right? So I put some data in it and I saved it. Now I want to read it. So the basic command is cat. Using cat you can read out the content of the file, but there are some more commands you have to read the content of the file, right? So if you want to read the content of the file, to read the content of the file, you can perform, or you can use some more commands like cat, and then tac, and then head, then tail, more, and less. So these are 6 commands we have to read out the content of the file. Okay, so head, tail, cat, tag, more, less. So these commands are all used to read the file content. So let's explore one by one. So what cat will do? Cat will show you the content of the file just like this. But if you use the reverse, which is tag and then your file name, so what you will get? You will get the content in reverse order. Like you get the content is displayed from bottom to top. Here is, you will get like red to orange, but now you will get the orange to red. So whatever content you have inside the file, it will be displayed backwards. And then suppose if I use head, and but to show you the work of head command, I need to again put out some more information in that file. So I'm using suppose some more content, which is r1, r2, r3, r4, r5, r6, r7, or maybe r8. So basically I put some more content in that file, and now I can use head. So what head is basically used? If you use head and then provide the file name, and if you hit enter, so it will display top 10 lines of the file. So only top 10 lines will be displayed. You will not get the more content, only top 10 lines will be displayed. So that's the default behavior of this head command, like top 10 lines will be displayed. And if you use the tail, so the top bottom 10 lines will be displayed. So suppose if I use tail and then the file name, which is file.txt, so you will get the 10 lines but from the bottom. So basically head और टेल का जो यूज है वो आप कुछ इस तरीके से करते हो कि आपको पर्टिकुलर फाइल में से कुछ ही कंटेंट पढ़ना है. You have a file which has number of line and number of lines, but you want to read only few lines or some certain amount of number lines, then you will use head. राइट. सो सपोज अगर मैं आपको बोलूं कि इफ यू ओनली वांट टू रीड ऑफ जस्ट 5 लाइन्स ऑफ द फाइल, so what you can do, you can provide -5 and then file.txt. So only file lines will be displayed from top, and if you want to read the bottom 5 lines, so you can use the tail and then 5 and then your file name. So the last 5 lines will be displayed. So head and tail basically is a very important command whenever you have a file that contains a n amount of lines, n number of lines. Okay. Any particular question regarding it? Then using cat, and more or less, which is basically I need to tell you. So more. So what more will do, it will display the content in more format, but I do not have that much longer file. So that's why the whole content is displayed. So let me give you one more file to look out. So suppose I'm using uh, this particular file. So the file name is this. So as you see, the whole content is not displayed, only the lines of only the number of lines displayed which is fit into your screen. And if you want to read more content, then you have to hit enter and all the data will be displayed. So basically when you use more, so only lines displayed which basically fits into your screen. And similarly you can use less. Then we have to suppose want to add multiple files. I do not want to copy it, I want to add it. Like we have two file names, which is file 1.txt and file 2.txt. Now I want to copy uh, the file number 1 data and 2 data into file 3.txt. I want to copy it. So in that case, what I have to do, I want to copy the content from file 1 and file 2 into file 3. So how can I do it? This particular procedure is known as concatenate, and using this concatenate, you can merge the files into or multiple files into one file. So how can you concatenate this? If you have two files, which is file 1 and file 2, and you want to copy the content from file 1 to file or from file 1 or file 2 into file 3, so how can you do it? Okay, you do not know about, so let's switch to the directory, and here we have one file. So let me first create one more file. So I will creating the file 1.txt with some data. Okay, so now I have file 1 and file 2. Now I want to copy these two content into number 3 file. So I can use the cat command. I can list the content of both files, and using redirection I can copy into the third file. So now you will see the third file will be created, and if you list the content using cat, you will see the content from file 1 and the content from file 2 will also be copied from file 3. So that's how you can merge all the files into one. So cat is used. So the format is cat file name, and the other file names, whatever file name you have, or maybe more. Suppose you have 3 files, then you will use this redirection and the final output file. So that's how the concatenate will be created. If you use the copy command, it will copy the content from file 1 to file 2, but it will not merge the multiple files. Any issue? Okay. So after that, let me tell you some more important commands which basically you will need you need to understand. So moving on with some networking commands. So in Linux, there are some networking commands also, which basically helps you to identify what network you are connected to, what is your IP addresses and the subnet mask. Okay, as you know the command to list the IP address in Windows, similarly you have some commands to check the IP address in Linux also. So the command will be, suppose I want to check, or you can list this section as networking commands. So what command we have? We have if config, the first command, which basically gives you the output in form of the IP address. So suppose I want to list the, or I want to check the my IP, so I can use if config. So as you said, as soon as you will hit enter, it will displays all the interfaces you have. So right now I have Docker 0 interface. So this is the INET address, internet address, private IP address, or you will see like you can say like public IPv4 address. This will be the subnet mask. This will be the broadcast IP, the Ethernet address, which basically MAC address, and our Docker NIC, or the interface is up, broadcasting the network and using multicasting. The maximum time unit is 1500. Then this is our Ethernet address, which basically up, broadcasting, running, or multicast. The maximum time unit is 1500. The IP address is this, subnet mask is this, the broadcast address is this, and the INET 6 address, and then the Ethernet address. Okay, and then there is a loopback address. So if you want to list the, or want to check the IP address of your operating system, you can use the if config. But similarly, we have IPA command. So in using IPA, which basically means IP address, so using this command also you can check out your IP addresses or MAC addresses. So here is your Ethernet address, which basically broadcasting, multicasting up, and that maximum time unit, the MAC address, and then the IPv4 address and the subnet, the broadcast IP, right? So everything will be displayed. Then there is one more command, IPR, sorry, IP ADDR show. So this is one more command, you can use it to list the content or list the IP addresses of your network system. So there are some more few networking commands which you can use, like ping. So you want to check if multiple systems are connected or not. So you can use the ping command, so which basically transmits few TCP packets to check out the connection. So if you receive back the reply, that means the connection is created. And as you see right now, I ping with Google. So as my internet is working fine, so that's why I received the ping back connection. If you want to check or provide the private IP, suppose I'm providing some random IP here, so you will see I'm not getting any ping back. So that means I'm not connected with this network. So ping is also very helpful. Got it? Any issue till now? Okay, so I got one comment like Mithun is saying, can I get a job for SOC L1 just by completing learning path from Let's Defend, Try Hack Me? Yes, you can definitely. The Try Hack Me sessions are useful. You can follow the Try Hack Me path for SOC, but do some hands-on also. If you are doing some hands-on, it will be beneficial. You can check out the Let's Defend courses also. That this also be very helpful. But try to read out some SIM tools or the XDR tools, MDR tools, or the work more on the Kali Linux frameworks like Nmap, Wireshark, Metasploit, basic some network attacks or threat vectors. right? Okay, so now let's move to the some more commands which is about processes. So what basically processes are? Anyone know the answer? Tell me if you know about the processes. What is processes in Linux? So these are the commands to list all the processes and services. And if you want to stop some services or processes, you can also use it. So process is basically something that is already running in your system. So if you want, if you run the command like nmap, or if you some background processes are also open, then want to check out how many processes are running or what will be the PID. So you can use the command ps and top. These two commands basically we use it. So let's check it out. And then if you want to stop some processes, then how can you use it? How can you stop it? So kill command is basically used to stop a process. So first, let me show you the output of top command. So using top, you can see here, these all are the PIDs, and with this PID is initiated by the user root, and this is the Kali. So this process is consuming the CPU percentage or memory percentage. So everything will be displayed, right? And if you use the ps and aux, this is the full command, so it will also displays everything. Right now you are not seeing the content, the full content basically, because I increased the font size. So now you are able to see it. So like right now I run the command ps aux, so it will be listed here, which basically initiated by the user Kali, and this will be the process ID. If I increase some more font size, now you can visible more clearly. So these all are the processes that are currently running in my system, and initiated by which user type, and the process ID, the CPU percentage or memory percentage, start time, right? Everything will be available here. So why we need to understand more about processes? See, if some malicious or some malicious process is running in your system and you want to kill it or want to investigate it, so you need to understand the processes more. So suppose if I run the Firefox, so a process is already initiated and I want to check it out, like what will be the process ID for this process. So you can see the Firefox is running. So the process ID will be given. So these are the process ID for Firefox: 99247306332 and 339. So when I start the Firefox or browser, four processes initiated. And if I want to check out the particular process ID of my process, so this is the process name, and you can check it out, like this will be the process ID. So PID of this, which basically process ID of, so this also will be a command. You can also use pgrep and provide the process name, so a process ID will be grabbed. And now you want to kill, so suppose I want to stop or I want to kill the process of Firefox ESR, which is already running in my browser. So I can use -9 switch along with the process ID. You will see the Firefox is closed because I killed the process intentionally with the help of a command which is kill. So kill command is used to kill the process. Then -9 switch, basically I provide the option what I want to do. So 9 means stop and the process ID of the process. So I grab the process ID of this process and then killed it. If you want to list it or check out the other options, so kill hyphen L is the command. Here you can see, like on the 9 number it will be kill, on 7 number, sorry 6 number it will be abort, then 18 is stop, then continue, right? So there will be some more options we have under the kill command. So kill is very important, and ps aux is very important. So I'm writing every command here, so you can take a screenshot if you need it. So first I run the top, then ps aux, then if you want to check out the process id, so pid of and the process name, then pgrep. So you can also define the process name here. Then if you want to kill it, then I use the 9 and the process ID. These commands I used to make hands-on with the processes. Similarly, we have pkill, like process kill is also the command, then kill all is the command you can also use instead of kill. So pkill means process kill, or kill all is the alternate command of kill. So these all are commands which you will use when you are working with processes or the process IDs. Okay, I got one comment. So Girish is saying, I want to make a home lab for practicing hands-on project, but not able to due to limited SSD. Is there any other way to practice? So you can use the cloud servers as well. Create an account on Amazon Web Services, AWS basically, and on the cloud you can launch a Linux instance and you can perform whatever you want. Okay, now suppose you want to manage some system services and you want to start a service, you want to run a service, or you want to stop a service. So basically you want to control the system services. So there will be a command which is systemctl. Systemctl means system control. So suppose you want to run a service, you want to stop a service, you want to check out the status of a service, systemctl will be used. And the syntax of this command will be systemctl start and your service. And similarly, if you want to stop it, then the command will be system stop, systemctl stop. If you want to check out the status, then the command will be status. If you want to restart it, then restart. If you want to enable it, then this will be the command enable. If you want to disable, then disable. So these are some more commands which you need to understand in order to control the system, control the services. Suppose you want to run a firewall service, but the firewall service is not already in the running mode. You want to start it, you want to check the status, or you want to stop it. So systemctl will help you. So let's check it out. So first, system, I want to run, or I want to check if the firewall is running or not. So I want to check the status and then firewall. So as you see, like firewall is not activated, it is inactive, and the service is not also loaded or disabled. So suppose now if I want to run the service or start the service, so that will be my command. So I can use the start. मैं start का use कर सकता हूँ, और आप जैसे इसको start करोगे नाउ आप अब जब चेक करोगे स्टेटस के थ्रू तो आपकी फायरवॉल की सर्विस रनिंग है, बट अभी भी ये डिसेबल्ड है क्योंकि हमने इसको अनेबल नहीं किया है. सो एज सुन एज यू विल क्लोज योर सिस्टम, शट डाउन इट एंड रीओपन इट, द सर्विस इज yet again deactivated. So if you want to start the service while booting the OS, so you have to enable it. आपको enable करना पड़ेगा. तो जब आप enable कर दोगे तो उसके बाद जब भी आपका सिस्टम बूट होगा तो उसी वक्त वो सर्विस स्टार्ट हो जाएगी, आपको स्टार्ट करने का ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगा. सो दैट्स वाई द अनेबल ऑप्शन वी है. ओके. और कुछ सर्विसेज आपकी बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट स्टार्ट रहती हैं. जैसे अगर सपोज करो कि मैं SSH का स्टेटस चेक करना चाहूँगा, तो मैंने चेक किया सिस्टम CTL एंड देन स्टेटस फॉर SSH. सो ये सर्विस ओके, ये भी अभी डीएक्टिवेटेड है, बट लेट मी चेक सम मोर विच इज Apache. See, Apache is running. So my local web server Apache is running. It is enabled also. You can check it out. The service, the invocation, the documentation, the processes, the main PID, the memory, the CPU, and the groups, right? Everything will be here. So system CTL is also very useful command. You have to read more about it. And after that, we have some commands or some important directories for your SOC. So I listed few, but there are more which you can read about. So I will attach a document in your resource section, resource drive. You can check that out. So these are some important directories. So the structure of the path of the directory or the file is /var/log/auth.log. So in this particular log file, all the authentication events will be stored. Then /var/log or /syslog, system log. So all the system messages will be here. And the var log Apache 2 access.log. Here you will see the web server access or the logs. Then the journal CTL, which will be used for system logs. So these are the important directories. You can check it out. We will basically explore these directories once we move with the or working with the our SIM tool, which is Splunk. So when we get some hands-on Splunk, we will definitely check out these important directory. But before that, you need to practice on Linux operating system, try to learn some more commands, and a relatable document is, I think, already uploaded on your resource drive. So go check out, and let me show you one more time the resource directories. So here, this is the session tracker of your sessions. The link is already available in your video description. So you can check out, and here you will find a drive link, and if you open the drive link, this is the resource drive. So the link will be shared, and here in the notes section you will see Linux notes are already uploaded. Like, so Linux notes are already uploaded, you can check that out. Everything, the assignments are also there. So the assignment for Linux is also uploaded, you can check that out. And if you want to learn more about the Linux, so I have already created a playlist for Linux, so you can follow that playlist, and here you will learn some more depth about Linux. So if you are want to know more about the file permissions or sticky bits or the chmod command, right, and the group management, Linux password management or user management, the file creation, user creation, file editors, file commands. So a playlist is already created. You go and check that out and drop sub comments. Hopefully you will like the video. So now I'm up for the questions of yours, And yes, tomorrow is also we have session, and in the tomorrow class, in the tomorrow session, we also talk about some more Linux commands which basically you will need it. Like Linux is very more commands we have, so as much as command you will read it, it will definitely gives you some structure. So I have one more session related to the Linux commands, so we will continue, we will try to read on tomorrow's session, like the shell commands or some of disk management commands, right? Connection commands, filtering commands. So these are some more commands we have to know about. So I think I'm not getting any questions from you. So any question, guys? So make sure to like the video before you will leave the session. And if you haven't subscribed it yet, so do subscribe, check out the other videos, and check out the group discussion links in which you will have a Telegram or WhatsApp community link, as well as your session tracker for these sessions. If you want to learn more about Linux, so I have already a playlist for you, so go check that out. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye. Good night.